Hi, this is Alex Schmid, founder and CEO of Savannah Simulations, the developer of SimWalk. In this tutorial I would like to show you how to set up a transport simulation scenario with SimWalk Transport. SimWalk Transport is a special edition of SimWalk designed for use in public transport scenarios, for example a train station, a metro station or a bus station. I would like to show you the following topics in this presentation. Firstly, how to create transport vehicles. Secondly, how to create platforms and compositions. And thirdly, how to define transport formations. In the first step, we have to create transport vehicles. To do this, we open SimDraw, which is an integrated CAD tool in SimWalk for adapting plans or drawing plans from scratch. We open simwalk.swo file, which is the integrated SimWalk Transport Vehicle Library, where all the vehicles that we are creating or that are predefined are stored. If we have opened this SimWalk Transport Library file, we see the following interface. On the left we see the drawing area where the shape and other properties of the vehicles can be drawn. For example, you see here the doors or any other properties like length, width, door positioning and door width. On the right side, on the top, you see the library itself, where you see the different objects or vehicles that are already stored here. Below you see the properties of the respective vehicles, for example type, capacity, seats, speed, delta or other properties. If we have defined the shape of the transport vehicle in the first step, we add now additional properties. For example, the pivots. There is a front coupler, a front axle, a rear axle and a rear coupler. Additionally, we may add different classes to the vehicle. We have first, second or third class. This is will be important in a later step when we assign passengers to different classes. And in a last step we may decide different door width of different vehicles. Depending on the scenario, we can now add additional properties, for example capacity, seats or speed to the vehicle that we have created. We have additional possibilities to add a new key, delete keys, or just to make a cleanup, or to choose to change vehicle presettings. Additionally, we have the possibility to import or export already created transport vehicles for different projects. We have now created transport vehicles and we are now ready to approach the second step, that consists in creating platforms and compositions. You see here a platform area or a so-called transfer area in SimWalk, which is the location where the passengers naturally board and alight. You see here a waiting area, and SimWalk is either a meeting area or a transfer area. Passengers will be assigned later on to these platforms, so they will be able to take the right train. In the next step we create tracks in this scenario. tracks mainly consist in lines and nodes. Nodes basically can be assigned as stop points, arrival and departure points. So for example, a train may arrive from node 0, stops at node 1 and leaves in direction 2. A track can have any shape. You may insert or delete nodes as you wish. If we have assigned the tracks, in the next step we create the vehicles from standard vehicle objects. These vehicles are further specified by type that we have created or assembled in the library. In this figure we see a train composition consisting of 3 vehicles, back, front and middle vehicle, that we have assembled from different vehicles. So this is what is called in SimWalk Transport a composition. For example, that may be Metro S11. So we have now created the platform, the vehicles and the composition. And in the next important step we build the actual formations in contrast to compositions, and formations are specified by timetables. So if a composition is assigned a timetable, it is called a formation in SimWalk Transport. To do this, you open the Build Transport Formation menu in the main drop-down menu. Here you see the so-called Formation Builder interface. In this Formation Builder you can specify different properties to your compositions that you have created. For example, first property is the level. You decide on which level, if you have a multi-level scenario, to simulate on which level this formation will arrive. And the next property is the composition that should arrive on this level. Here we have chosen the Metro S11 from before. There are further properties that are important for the dynamics of the formation. For example, you decide on which platform this formation should arrive and stop, and additionally you define the track, and in a further next step you decide, depending on the tracks and nodes you have created, from which direction the formation should arrive, at what location it should stop, and in what direction it will depart. If we have now defined the dynamics or the behavior of this formation, we save all the settings, and in the next step we define the behavior of the passengers of this specific train. In this step we not only define passenger types, as you see here on the left. The SimWalk Transport already includes some predefined types as commuters, travelers or other types. In addition, we allocate these different passenger types to vehicles and doors. So you see here, we have here vehicle 1 has 4 doors, and here in brackets are the classes. And now in this example we show that 25% of shopper passengers will leave at door 1. So this allows to establish quite realistic scenarios of boarding, alighting behavior in transport scenarios. With the definition of passengers and passenger behaviors, we have almost finished our transport simulation scenario with SimWalk Transport. In the last step, we define the agent's plan, which includes the definition of the number of passengers on this train, as well as, for example, the path they may take before, say from a first step, from a starting point, be it a bus terminal, to some other next point, a waiting point, a restaurant, or tickets, and in the end, the exit point may be our metro S11. We define in this last step, for example, the timetable with start time and end time range, also some variation to simulate delays, for example, as well as the number of agents on this train. We have additional options like defining the time the doors close before departure, and this is sufficient to run a SimWalk Transport simulation scenario. This step, the building of agents plan, we will have a closer look in the next tutorial.